What is going on, Men's Physique family? And welcome to the first Callout podcast with your hosts, Josh Mata and Kes Butt. And
Yo,
honestly, I am super excited. We're going to be covering the Arnold Classic, and we have so much to talk about. On top of, we're going to be diving a little bit into the Classic Physique and a little bit of the sportsmanship that's going on this weekend for the
yeah,
Arnold.
we're gonna make this a bit of a drama channel as well. We'll get into the little gossip and the more negative side of the sport, but yeah, we'll focus on the actual men's physique stuff as well.
For sure, for sure. And
Yeah.
we've had a great weekend. Honestly, I just had a 6 year wedding anniversary that I just celebrated, and Kess is
Woo!
actually just had a big successful posing seminar on the other side of the
Did.
world.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, I've actually set up my posing coaching business, Kaizen Posing, where we've got a few posing coaches working with myself. So I set this up at the start of the year. And this has been our first seminar that we've had as a group. And yeah, man, it was a really, really good success. We had like nearly 30 people show up to the seminar, which is quite overwhelming, really, because I think me and Josh started at a similar time with the posing coaching. It was like maybe 3 years ago or something like that.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then you kind of like, I don't know about you, but when you kind of start in this, you kind of don't have any big expectations. You just do it and then just see how you're gonna go. Some people are like, oh, I'm gonna be the best in the world. I'm gonna manifest all this. I didn't really have that mindset to start off with. It's kind of like you get confidence as you go along. And like
Hmm.
if someone told me at that point you'd be hosting a seminar with other posing coaches with like 30 people attending, I wouldn't have believed you. So yeah, man, it's pretty overwhelming and everyone really enjoyed it. And it's one thing which I feel like is lacking a little bit in the sport is kind of the community aspect of it. I feel like a lot of people are just in it for themselves, which is fine. But I feel like when you bring people together and bring people together who share a common interest and a common passion, it's a really, really good feeling, and it kind of just encourages more of that camaraderie in the sport, which can sometimes be lacking, as we will go on about a little bit later. But yeah, no, amazing weekend, and we'll be doing plenty more in the future.
Yeah. And everybody that is listening, if you are living by Kess, I highly, highly recommend going to his in-person seminars just because there's a lot of people that do seminars out there, but I wouldn't say there's a lot of good sources out there, but Kess definitely knows what he's doing. More because he has, we'll use the word repetition. He has a lot of repetition working with a lot of different athletes, and the more athletes you work with, the more you just have more cues to work with to your disposal,
Mm,
and then so you're
yeah.
able to work with multiple different personalities and different people, and so it just works out. That's what I learned when I've been doing posing sessions, and on top of the seminars, it's like, and Kes has done several seminars, and I've noticed, and you probably feel the same way, Kes, that the more seminars you do, they evolve and they get better,
Yeah,
even though
for
they were
sure.
good from the start,
Yes.
but they
Yeah.
just progressively just scale upwards.
Yeah,
So,
for sure, for sure.
mm,
Because yeah, one thing I like, you don't want it to be cookie cutter, even though you're working with like several people.
mm,
What I feel like sometimes is like, let's just say it's like a high profile name or something like that who isn't
mm,
really a posing coach. They'll kind of tell you how they pose, and that's it. Yeah. So it's
yeah.
like, okay, this is how I pose. And like, is that necessarily going to work for individuals' physiques? And this is where being a posing coach comes into play quite a bit. So yeah, I think that's one big thing I've learned as well is to obviously it is a group thing, but to make it somewhat personalized as well.
For sure, 100%, brother. Preach. So yeah, guys,
Sweet.
practice your posing. Please master that stuff. And honestly, we're gonna get into this a little bit more probably as we go into the posing one by one with the results of Arnold Classic. But uh, master your mandatories. That's all I'm gonna say. But let's
All I
get
will
right
say
into
is
this.
link in the description for posing coaching for both of us as well.
Yeah, yeah. Shall we get into it? Should I go right
Let's go.
into?
Let's go.
So, do we want to go top six? So six, and then go up to our first place winner for
I
best
reckon
for
go
last.
six. Yeah, I reckon go six. Yep.
Okay, gotcha. So I'm going to share my screen, and then we're going to go into. I believe sixth place was Ben Quill, right?
Was
Okay, I'm going to share this. Woo!
Inception.
Inception for a second, and then I
Yeah,
believe Ben Quill is on this tab. Here you
there he
go.
is. Yeah.
All right, let's see Ben Quill. Mean X-Man chest squeeze. Great one if you're
Yeah.
really good at being full, keeping his core tight. Arm swipe from pose.
Nice.
Ventura.
Nice.
Pose. I believe he's doing the same, actually very similar to what he did in the Japan Pro the weekend prior.
Yeah. I
Hmm.
mean, the thing is, right, if it's not broke, then why switch it up? I feel like you don't need to necessarily like change your whole routine just for the sake
Hmm.
of it. If your routine complements your physique, like just keep it, especially if you've got lots of different shows. Like the last thing you want to do is like last minute just be panicking and changing something and then mess it up on stage. So
Hmm.
I don't think you necessarily need to change it.
Yeah, if anything, he actually took only one thing out because I believe what he did in his last routine, he did a Ventura step and he did that oblique shot, then he turned around,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah,
that's
yeah,
about it. I actually really
yeah.
like it when he keeps it this simple. Because Ben is he's a master of the mandatory, so I mean, might as well just highlight that the most. But what are your thoughts when you
Yeah.
saw this package?
I actually thought he definitely looked better than he did in Tokyo. He was fuller and tighter, and I think it was just I do think it was a flatness thing in Tokyo because you can
Hmm.
see now when the kind of the muscles pressing against the skin more, it just the separation looks deeper and the lines look deeper. So it was definitely an improved package. Honestly, like I'm just for me, I just love his look. I love the muscle bellies, I love the shape, I love the posing. I maybe would have had him in fifth if I was judging, just because I love his balance of his physique. Obviously, with him, it's just a case of more size, I would say, just to be more competitive against the top guys. Um, but yeah, no, really, really, really good look. One cool thing I like with his posing as well is like he uses tempo. You see, sometimes he like slows it down a little bit, and then it's kind of when he went into his X-Man, he speeds it up and he's more powerful with it. And I think that's
Yeah,
there, like that, yeah. And he kind of just adds a bit of like anticipation in during the routine, like, okay, what's he gonna do next? Rather than sometimes when everyone's just doing everything at the same pace, it's like, okay, okay, this is fine. But it just adds a bit of dramatic impact, I suppose, with the posing there.
for sure. And I feel like he's also holding his poses at a good time frame. Like every shot is held for about 2, maybe even 2.5 seconds, and he's taking
Yeah.
his time. Where I've noticed some competitors, like people that placed after Ben, were rushing into their posing. And I was
Mm-hmm.
just like, let's just embrace it, man. You're a pro. You earned your spot there. Just hit your shots. And look how
Yeah.
Ben, he just like holds it for 1, 2, moves on, holds this Ventura step. Like these like little small things you could work on your posing to highlight your strengths, really. Highlight your V taper, everything. Any other thoughts on good old Ben?
I'd say that's pretty much everything covered for Ben. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Ben's looking awesome though. But
Yeah.
I honestly, I agree with you. I thought he would have placed fifth, but this next person that is in line that got fifth place was kind of a shocker to me. But at the same time, I
Mm.
wasn't too surprised just because
Yeah.
the star power and the big like win he got against Edvon the other day. Let's see. I think this is a good shot right here. So we got
Yeah.
Dilson from where is he from?
Brazil.
Brazil?
Brazil.
Brazil.
Yeah.
The Brazilian Ryan Terry. And he's actually wearing the shorts that Ryan Terry wore at the
Yeah.
Olympia. So that was kind
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah. He's like it's crazy how much like his upper body does look. Even his ab insertions, they look like exactly like Ryan Terry's. With
Yeah.
that little split in the middle of the abs and everything, it looks very, very similar with a Superman. So that's
Hmm.
no, his front pose is like a standout because obviously there's not many people that can hit the front on Superman and look good in it. And when people look really good like him, it kind of like catches the judge's eye, I feel, when they can hit it really well.
Yeah, 100%. Like, look at that taper. Small waist, wide lats. One thing I would give to him in this presentation here is after he hits this front man Superman, he gets into a X-Man chest squeeze, but he angles his torso. I feel like if he were to square his shoulders a little bit more towards the judges, like right
Mm,
here, we
yeah,
could see more of his
I
physique.
agree.
Hmm.
I actually don't know if that would suit his physique. I actually might just stick with the front on if I was him. I feel like that suits him so well
Hmm.
that you might as well just stick with it. I know like Ryan Terry sometimes played around with doing like a twist to his front pose, and
Yeah.
it hasn't really suited him. So he just
Hmm.
sticks with his best shot now, and that's what's getting him the win. So with him, I'd probably just keep this front on one to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. And like, and even if he wanted to angle himself, I would make it very minimal.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because when he angles himself into this front pose, you just lose a little bit of width and also his density. It's just He seems like the type of person that you could just hit the front pose and just turn around, hit your back pose, and you're good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
What do you think about his back pose when he
back
gets into it?
pose.
That is.
There's like a number of things. I feel like he could actually flare his lats in his back squeeze
I agree.
instead.
I completely agree.
And I also feel like he needs to add more tissue just overall to his back, and he would be far more competitive.
Yeah,
Um,
I think with his posing, I think he can kind of like internally rotate his shoulders a bit more, and I think his lats will expand and look a bit wider because it almost looks like he's externally rotated so much, and his elbows are a bit far back, where he's squashing his lats a little bit. So I
mhm.
think if you roll his shoulders forward a bit, I think he'd just have a bit more width in that back pose.
For sure. I agree. Just because, I mean, you want to find that nice balance of how much
Mm,
internal, external rotation you want to have with your back post. But I would be curious with more rotation, how that, I feel like he would sacrifice his shoulders a little bit, but I would
yeah,
prefer more width in this
yeah,
shot right here.
yeah.
Yeah, because, yeah, the shape of the shoulders is just, looks a little off to me
It's like
here.
I feel like yeah, and it's almost like he's hitching his shoulders up too much,
Hmm.
which makes his shoulders look good, but I feel like his lats just flatten off a little bit.
Hmm. Agreed. Like it's a more of a, like his back pose looks very trap focused rather than like a width.
Mm. Yep, yep,
Yeah,
agreed.
Dilson's
Right
looking
then.
awesome though. I'm curious to see what package he brings in the next show. But let's move on to, let's see, that's fifth. Fourth place was, shoot, who was it?
Andre,
Andre Dayu. So let's actually come over here. Oh, right here. Andre Dayu. Where you at? Let me know if you see him anywhere.
I don't actually. I have seen his routine on Instagram, but it's not there.
I might have to.
Maybe just go on his page and then go on the tags.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. We're gonna go back to Ben and just search him over here. Andre Dayu. There it is. All right. Andre Dayu. I feel like he had a similar package to his last show,
Agreed,
in
agreed.
my
I mean,
opinion,
I
at least with
love
the
the look.
midsection.
Yeah, that's literally the only thing. It's like, and I honestly think it's genetic. It's not like he's not peeled. He is. It's just genetically his abs aren't the deepest in terms of the separation, and they're not symmetrical as well, which kind of like when you put him next to Brandon, for example, you just see the difference in like the polish to the front shot. And like
Hmm.
that's literally, to be honest, the only thing I can point out.
Yeah, I wonder. I wonder if he has all like most of his air out of his diaphragm too. That's like
Mm,
I'm very curious about that. I'm not sure if do you do the coughing cue sometimes with people's midsection?
I don't do that. What is it?
So sometimes when you exhale and then you cough out a little bit, it kind of gives you a
Okay.
better mind muscle connection to the
Right,
midsections
right.
that you're able to hit
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I've tried it before. It's worked for a good amount of competitors, so I'd be curious how that would work. Here in his back pose, I do get a little scared that sometimes he pulls his elbows too far back where he could
Yep.
potentially pinch, but
Yep.
he needs to find that. He needs to hit his back pose perfectly without having to readjust because I feel like sometimes his
Yeah.
elbows rock back a little bit and then he needs
Mm,
to readjust.
agreed. Agreed. I mean, he's got a really good back, so it's not like, for example, I said Dilson, he really suffers when he does do that because Andre has like really good thickness to his lats, so he can still kind of get away with it a little bit and still like beat most people in the shot. But it would be interesting to see like there, and then he rolls back like afterwards, like there. You see that? He kind of
Yeah.
rolls, kind of comes back
Hmm.
and squeezes too much. So it'd be interesting if he just kept his shoulders rolled forward a bit. One thing I wanted to point out was his entry. What do you think of that? Like his stance in this entry?
I feel
Just
like he was
there.
thinking a little bit too much there. Like,
Yeah.
I think his mind didn't connect that, oh, this left foot should be planted because he
Yeah.
usually plants
Yeah.
the foot. I think you should
Yeah. Yeah.
plant your feet like very similar to a men's physique front Superman, and then just do the chest squeeze, then set up into your front pose.
Yeah.
It looked a little awkward for sure.
Hmm.
Or maybe
Yeah.
he could have just set up his lower body into an angled front pose and then just hit the muscular. Thoughts on that one?
Yeah, completely agree. Completely agree. It's one of them. Sometimes like you have like a brain fart on stage and you just forget
Yeah.
to do something. It's like I've done it before. So it's probably one of them, to be honest. Like his upper body is perfect in terms of what he's doing. It's just getting his feet and his torso angled the right way with the transition.
Yeah, so everybody, your intros matter as well. So definitely make sure you're having enough repetition where you don't have to stumble your feet when you're walking in, know where your box is, and all that good stuff. So we, Andre, all right, let's move on to our third place, which is going to be E-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, right
There
here.
he is.
Yep, good old Emmanuel Hunter. I
Do you think
liked
his
this look.
yeah, do you think his like shorts are a bit too tight, like on verge of being like I like they make his legs look really good, but it's almost like they're quite high on his legs.
You think so? I've seen higher for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I mean, I like it personally, but like, I don't know. Like, if I just compare to the other people today at that show, they're a lot tighter.
they definitely are, aren't they? Yeah.
I personally like the look, but I don't know what the judges like deem as too tight or too loose.
Gotcha. Now I know what you mean. I wonder if the tightness actually favors him because he's always been
Mm,
critiqued on his legs.
yeah, yeah. Maybe that's the reason.
Maybe that gives the illusion of like bigger
Yeah,
legs. I mean, it can
yeah,
be. Also, the lighter color looks nice at the very bottom. At least
yeah.
like the lighter
That
color pops out a little bit more to make you think
pops.
the claws
Yeah.
are bigger.
What do you think about that in terms of color of board shorts? Do you think it like matters in terms of the contrast that it provides to the physique and the background?
Um, I feel like it does. I mean, the one thing that comes to my mind when I'm looking at these shorts is this taper where it's darker on top is good just because darker colors tend to make the waistline appear smaller. And
Yeah,
if you're critiqued by your leg, especially where the teardrop is, if it's a lighter color, then I feel like that's like a good route. But then
yeah,
you got
yeah,
people like Ryan Terry, he wears like a bright color most of the time, but he's very balanced, so it's like it works for him.
yeah,
I know for me, I don't have the biggest legs, so I would wear brighter colors for my legs because they're not that big.
yeah, yeah, yeah. What do you think about his posing then in the front shot?
The front shot, we've covered this before. I feel like he
Yeah,
could open up his right lat a little bit more, and
yes,
I would love to see rotation of his hip about more like 45 degrees or something.
yeah. To keep his hide his waist a little bit. I agree. I agree.
Yeah. Actually, we'll get this when we see the comparisons, but brother, when I was seeing comparisons, I feel like E-Man could possibly do a two hands on hip at an angle,
Okay.
but we'll cover that in a second because I was looking
Yeah,
at it for a second.
yeah. I mean that back is crazy though.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
I feel like the back could come in tighter.
Yeah, it's like the separation of his lats, but it's in terms of the muscularity and like the shape, how dramatic the V taper is. Like it's crazy from the back.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
100%. And this X-Men chest squeeze is actually gnarly. I would recommend he hits
Yeah,
this a lot
yeah,
because it's just look at his veins popping in his chest and shoulders.
yeah. Very vascular. No, that's cool. That's cool. Do you think? I just when he gets into the one hand on hip, I'm just thinking at his delts level. I just don't know if one delt is sitting a little bit higher than the other.
Let's
Does
see
he do it here?
here. Yeah, the right delt is higher than the
Yeah,
left.
higher. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, put there as well. Yeah, so you see that left delt's just dropping a little bit, and it just
Mm-hmm.
throws off the balance of the pose just a little bit.
Yeah. Would you say
Yeah,
a little bit of external rotation?
yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I almost like cue. What I do is I cue not to shrug, but just like a little pop up. So like what I do is like I get people to like engage their rear delt, and in doing that, they kind of pop that delt up a little bit. And then when you
Mm-hmm.
get that comparison, just the cap on the delt is much more pronounced when they just do that slight elevation, like without shrugging the traps.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that would help a lot with that one.
Oh yeah, good tip for your viewers here. When coaches say we want you to cap the delts, what they mean is they want that nice, full, round, capped, bubbly delts that they're looking for. Men's physique isn't really looking for the striations in the delts because there's a lot of competitors out there where they overflex the chest and the
Yeah.
shoulders, and all you see is just striations in the delts. So that tip that Cass threw out there will really put you in a good position to have that fullness that they're looking for. Um, I do like how he changed this transition. It's unique, it's different. When he turns from the back to the front, he does like this interesting unveil moment, like right here.
Yeah, that's
Like,
nice. That's
yeah,
really nice.
if he
Yeah, yeah, I like
rotated
it.
his hips a little bit, like right there,
Yeah,
I think it
yeah,
would look cooler.
yeah. I like it though. I think it's cool.
Hmm. Yep,
Yeah.
E-Man, man. Let's move on to who I feel like a lot of people are talking about his flow. I never heard people talk about Vitor
Mm,
Chavez's flow as much as this time around. Um,
yeah,
let's see here, right here.
there it is. It's always been
Vitor
a very
Chavez.
unique posing style.
Very. When I see Vitor, I was just like, is this how everybody poses in Brazil? That was like my first thought.
Yeah. No, that's cool. I mean, his front shot, like the taper in the front shot, like how he angles his hips to hide his waist is pretty much perfect, to be honest. And how he's
Hmm.
rotating the upper back to the front to display it, like that is textbook in terms of how you want to set your torso in that front pose, in my opinion.
For sure. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
how often, you gotta ask yourself, how often can I make my waist look small in my posing? Obviously, you can't really do it too much in the back pose, but even right here, you could rotate the hips a little bit for a
Yeah.
taper.
Yeah.
So that's clean. I like that spin around with the heels, man. I don't know
Yeah.
why it gets me.
Yeah, yeah. And in terms of the physique, I mean, the only thing which you could say, as we mentioned this in the front pose compared to Brandon, was the abs. So his abs
Hmm.
aren't genetically the strongest in terms of how like separated and how much they pop
Hmm.
compared to Brandon. But everything else in this front pose, like balance, shape, condition, like everything's there, in my opinion.
Hmm.
I think it's really, really good front pose. I think his back has come up a lot as well. It
Hmm.
used to be like not the strongest, like not a weak back, but not the strongest. And I feel like
Hmm.
he's improved it a lot. Like he did beat Brandon from back.
Yeah, yeah. Just look at that back
Yeah.
pose. The positioning is
Yeah.
proper. I do like this crucifix
Yeah.
side pose into the back again. Boom, spin around. One thing I will share with everybody, because when you set up into your front pose, um, try not to take forever to set up into a front pose. And the only reason why I explain this tip, look at Vitor's abs right here. Look how sharp they are. But then by the time he sets up into his pose, he kind of pulls up, like right here is taking a breath, another breath, and it's still
Mm,
not sharp. And then
mm,
by the time he sets in right here, it took him this
yeah.
long to get back into the abs. And so I would say it's more of a breathing technique to apply here, but that's the only thing I saw
Yeah.
here that was glaring to me. Any other thoughts on you,
Yeah.
Kess?
Yeah, no, I agree. It's almost like he's half hit the pose, and a lot of people do this. They kind of hit the pose for like a millisecond and then hit another transition to go back into it. I would
Hmm.
focus on like as soon as you get into that pose the first time, make that an actual pose and hold it for a couple of seconds. And then if you want to do another little reset transition to get back into the front pose, then go for it. But make sure like when you get into it, you're actually hitting the pose to start off with and everything's in place because when people kind of rush it a little bit and try and do too many transitions, they can get sloppy and kind of miss elements of the pose. So,
Hmm.
so yeah, I'd say main thing is like prioritize actually getting into the pose and holding it.
Yeah, this is why I said mentioned in the beginning of all of this is like master your mandatories, and then you could play around with this creativity stuff. But you got to be really good at hitting your mandatories first.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. And then let's look at our champion, who honestly, if
Hmm.
I'm being honest, Vitor was making me sweat a little bit because of how
Yeah,
how
I
good he was
thought he
looking.
might have had it.
Yeah. I need to see the scorecard later, but yes, this is Brandon. Yeah. Brandon is really
Yeah.
good at keeping his midsection tight. Like it's
Mm.
just look at that. His front pose Superman actually looked better this show compared to the
Yeah,
other.
I thought with his two hand, his delts were more level this time than they were in the
Mhm.
previous one, which just balanced off the pose a little bit more. What do you think about his hands off hip?
It's not, I would say, mainstream to what everybody's doing. But I was talking to another posing coach, well, briefly. I told him I was like, it's a very Brandon Hendrickson style. I just feel like that's just how Brandon has always hit it, where it's like his elbows
Mm.
are relatively high and his arms are very
Yeah.
wide. But I do like his Superman pose. Like if I were to give him something, give it to the angled Superman. Hmm. Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I just make sure he does like angle towards the front a little bit just to make that right lat visible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That left shoulder was a little bit. It was the left shoulder was almost hovering over the lat when he was doing the both hands
Mm,
off hip.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
would let his arms sit on the lat a little bit more.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even this. I really want to see Brandon hit back post similar to like the position of Vitor and Andre, where like the
Mm-hmm.
elbows are just set a little bit lower,
Yeah.
and then the fists are lined up maybe around this
Yes.
area.
Agreed.
Um, I just wonder. Yeah. Yeah. Any other thoughts on his back post?
I mean, I would have said exactly the same thing. I actually think, yeah, I don't think his elbows need to come that much lower from where they are, because I think he's improved on that from the last time. But I agree. I think I'd have that like little flexion of the elbow just to bring the hand like down a little bit more rather than like
Mhm.
extending it further out. I feel like it'll frame his physique a lot more in that pose.
Yeah, 100%. A great color shorts like choice for the show too.
Blending with the background.
Yeah, this was a pop too.
Mm.
Star Wars colors, the Empire.
Oh yeah.
Yep. But yeah, look at that stage presence. Now let's go into the any other thoughts on Brandon before we move on?
Yeah, what I'll just echo what we say before. Like, even in the what we talked about in the last video, it's just that stage presence that he has, and I do think it contributes to the judging, like
Hmm.
how like smoothly he moves between everything. Like his physique's still being judged even in between the poses as well.
Hmm.
So make sure you're aware of like what your physique looks like every single moment you're on stage, and because he's
Hmm.
such an expert of that, like he'll gain ground and gain ground with the judges just for that purpose.
Yeah, he poses like a model, which honestly, I mean,
Mm,
that's how men's physique should be. Like, if you
yeah.
capture elements from modeling, like, this is how it looks like. And I know Brandon does have experience in that. He's done like walkways and all that type of stuff in the past, so I feel like that may have benefit him in his presentation.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So let's move on to the first call out of the
Hmm.
show. Heck yeah. Well, the top four, really.
Yeah. So immediately, like when I was watching this, I was like, yeah, Brandon and Vitor, like they were the two that stood out to me straight away in this front pose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Look at that. And this is where I mean, where if you look at Emmanuel's just upper body and look at Brandon's, if Emmanuel had both hands off hip, I'd be curious how
Mm.
that will look like next to Brandon, in my opinion.
Yeah, agreed. One thing where Manuel's doing, he's kind of like it looks like his waist is bigger, but he's actually angling in towards the judges
Hmm.
there in the front
Hmm.
pose, which will look good for the judges. So that's another little tip, I suppose.
Yeah, like even Andre right here to the right, he kind of angled his back post towards the middle portion of the judge so they could see and judge him properly. So yeah, guys, be mindful of where you're standing on stage. I wouldn't say do it if you're like in the middle three, but just use your just stage awareness really. If you're outside of the lineup, angle yourself in towards the main judge.
Agreed. Agreed. We'll see what happens when they come back to the front again. But one thing to look at is the midsections. Brandon, his abs are tight as soon as he comes to the front. Vitor, sometimes he lets his abs go a
Hmm.
little bit when he comes to the front. So we'll just see what they look like when he comes back. Okay, they're okay there. Then you can see him breathing. You can see him breathing a
Yeah.
little bit. Whereas Brandon, he's super, super tight on his abs the whole time. And judges pay attention to this sort of thing. So it is very, very important.
Yeah, I believe it was Steve Weinberger. I heard him say in an interview where sometimes what decides the winner when they're posing them up there for a while is just
Mm.
who's holding their core the longest, really.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and one thing I will also mention because I've been running into this a lot this year, um, a lot of people like to hit vacuums, or they think that vacuuming is okay men's physique front shot. Guys, you are
Yeah.
judged by your midsection. They want to see the abdominals, so make sure you're exhaling and stacking your abs when you're hitting your
Yeah.
posing.
Agreed. Agreed. Yeah, man. This is nice. And another cool thing that Vito's done, he's kind of like gotten in front of Brandon a little bit, so you can see how his arm is like closer to the judges than Brandon, and it kind of
Mm,
just gives that illusion of him being a little bit bigger in the back pose. So that's
mm,
like a little, I suppose, like stage, like a sneaky technique you can use to kind of, I suppose, just gain a little bit of ground. Because at the end of the day, bodybuilding is it's an illusion. It's like
mm.
how big or how I don't know, conditioned or how good shape you look to the judges. But if you step in closer, like you can get that 1%, and that could make the difference.
Yeah, and another tip that's worth mentioning here too with the back poses, you'll see it more when they turn back, is when you are angling your back towards the judges, don't feel like you need to arc your lower
Mm-hmm.
back to the point where you're angled so much towards the judges. Like if you look at this video right here, I'm using my perspective like thoughts here, but the judges aren't as far as you think. So they are
Yeah.
actually pretty upright when they hit their back post. There's like a
Yeah.
slight angle in their back, but it's not as much as you
Yeah.
think.
I just mainly cue chest up. So I think about sticking your chest up and creating an arch in your back, and that's it. Like some people will say lean back, and like I don't think you should do that. So a couple of
Hmm.
things will happen when you lean back is like you'll end up kind of pushing your glutes like forwards rather
Yes.
than back, and
Yes.
you'll lose thickness in your erectors when you do that, and you lose
Mm.
thickness in your lats. Also, what can happen, I've actually done this before, is I've leaned back so far to the point where the stage lights have hit my head rather than my back, and
Hmm.
my back has been covered in a shadow on stage, and
Yes.
like you can't see any detail, and like that's one big thing which catches people out.
Hmm. Yeah, think of like you're posing in the room by yourself. When you pop your chest up and you kind of lean your head back a little bit, you're just looking at the back corner of the room on the ceiling.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's not that crazy of an arch.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And yeah, that's a good point that you mentioned, that hitting making sure your lower rectors are engaged. A lot of people
Mhm.
squeeze their I've seen people squeeze their glutes in their
Yeah,
back pose. So, yeah,
yeah.
man, guys, I think of have you ever seen Nickelodeon Nacho Libre?
I've seen Nacho Libre, but not the Nickelodeon one.
Well, the movie, it's by Nickelodeon.
Oh, is it with Jack Black?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah, of course I
Yeah,
have.
yeah. So what I think of is just like you don't want to squeeze your glutes, or you're gonna look like that stretchy pants scene where you squeeze the glutes, and our shorts
Yeah,
are already pretty tight. So I've seen
yeah,
that too, where guys will wear their shorts and they
yeah,
squeeze their glutes. I'm like, oh, there's a lot
yeah.
of creases going in there.
Yeah, I mean, the only time I would clench my glutes is when I'm doing say if I'm doing like a Hendrickson squeeze transition and I want to
Yeah, yeah,
show my Christmas tree, like
yep, like
do it
right
then.
there on
But
Brandon.
yeah,
Yep.
but then when you get into the pose, do not squeeze them because you'll make your back look thinner.
100%. Yeah. So yeah, guys, when you're posing, like you want to engage your lower rectors, you want to obtain width, and you want to find the right shoulder mobility and elbow positioning to hit your back pose. There's a lot to it, but that's why we got good posing coaches out there. So wink, wink, both of us.
That's it. Link in the description.
Yeah, but anyways, any other thoughts that you have with this first call out? I'm honestly
No.
pleased with the turnout. I feel like the winner was very fair, especially with
Yeah.
how sharp the midsection is with Brandon. I know people have said that the back post for Vitor is better, but I feel like Brandon just brings overall
Yeah.
package.
It's just a bit more wow factor when you see how complete, how bubbly, how like detailed his front shot is. It's hard to ignore. Like you need to be like, for example, Ryan Terry or Ali Bilal to beat something like that.
Mm-hmm. A hundred
Mm.
percent. Yeah. Shoot, I don't know who you want to win this year, but I hope this really drives Brandon to get into that top two fight with
Yeah.
Ryan
So
Terry.
so 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 who do you want to win?
I am personally a Brandon fan, but that's just me.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
More because I like Brandon's story in regards to like he was chasing Jeremy, he dominates Jeremy when it happened, and then he wins the Olympia, he loses to Raymond, then he wins again, then like just that whole
Yeah.
back and forth is just like redemption type of story arc, and then
For sure.
bro is dating these women, and then like they're just like he's going through like the an arc right now. He's doing a prep by himself. I'm just like, yes, Brandon, let's bring it home, brother. But that's just me.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
being a little bit of fanboy there with Brandon.
Yeah, no, I think for the nostalgia, it would be cool. It'd be cool to see Brand to win. I'm gonna throw a different name out there that we haven't spoken about yet, that I'd like to see win, is Chiron.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Ollie Bilal.
No, no, Chiron. I love Chiron. He's a really cool guy, and I
He
love his
really is.
physique, man. I love his physique, man. He's like he's not missing anything. Like he's got good midsection, good chest, good delts, good arms, like an amazing back. I honestly, you've typed in Byron, by the way.
Oh, Byron. I was like, where is he not popping up? Here we go.
There he is. Yeah, man, I love Chiron's physique, man. I think it's so cool, and I don't know, I just like him as a person as well. And it'd be cool to see someone like that, like a very humble guy, winning. And it's like it's nice to see someone win it for the first time as well. Because I feel like I don't know, I think like sometimes he's been a little bit overlooked in certain shows.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like the only thing I can say is maybe the waist isn't the smallest in that front pose, like compared to like maybe other people. But even then, like Ali Bilal doesn't have the smallest waist as well,
Yeah.
and Chiron has a better back than Ali Bilal. So I don't know. It'd be cool because he's coming back this year, isn't he? So
Yeah, he
it's
is.
it's gonna be cool because he will be like there or thereabouts. He'll be like at minimum top 5, I think, in this year's Olympia. So it's going to be cool to see how he'll do. Another person, I'm going to throw a wild card out there as well, is, what's his name? The Chinese guy who came.
Hikchun
He,
Huchin? I can't even say
yeah,
his name.
yeah. Jushuen He. Yeah, I think so. I think that's his name. If you just type it on an Instagram, bro, that
Wait,
is
do you know how
my
to spell his
favorite.
name?
He,
He?
yeah, Jux.
UX. See if he pops up. Is this
Yeah,
him?
there is. Bro,
Mr.
this is like,
AI.
oh my, this front pose is close to being one of my favorite front shots in the division. Like maybe I love Corey Morris's front shot as well. I think that's really cool. But just like for me, I love like wacky proportions. I love like when
Yeah.
someone has like like an AI physique, like an anime character physique, when your waist is that small, when you have crazy wide bubbly delts, and like it's like, is this even real? Like I love that look, man. I think it's such a cool front pose.
Where's his Olympia? Is this the Olympia right here?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Bro,
Look,
that's just so good.
yeah, the
So,
chest.
so good. I honestly
Man,
think he could have placed higher if he wasn't like just for the fact that he's a little less known than the others.
yeah. He's gonna be a
Yeah.
problem. Because what did he
Yeah.
get? Did he get like fourth, fifth? I don't remember what he got.
He got 6th, I think.
Was it six? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I was speaking to someone who spoke to Tyler Mannion, and Tyler said that Ryan said to Ryan Terry that Ali Bilal is not the person you need to worry about. It's this guy.
Oh, really?
And
Yeah.
and Tyler said this to Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
So this honestly, this potential, I think he does need to bring up his back a little bit to just match the other top guys. But yeah, bro, this could like, I'd love to see a physique like this win the Olympia.
I also feel like he needs a little bit more muscle maturity. He looks younger. Well,
Yeah,
like younger in
yeah,
sport compared to other people that have
yeah,
been doing it for years.
yeah. It's like that density. It's like very bubbly and round, but it's not like that grainy hard muscle, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, especially when he turns to the back, you could notice it even more. But yeah, this is
Yeah,
clean.
but
Yeah,
he
I
must
agree
be
with
young.
you. Yeah, I agree with
Yeah,
you. I do like
bro.
the proportions of this one.
Yeah, like for me, like I don't know, it's just my bias. I love physiques like this. I know they talk about balance and all that, and that's
Mhm.
great, but I just love like a wacky physique like this. I think it's so cool.
Yeah,
Like,
powerful. Cool.
have you seen that Vegeta Khan guy?
Yeah, I have the one that wears isn't his hair purple or blue?
Yeah, 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 yeah. He's got like the anime hair, and he's got like the biggest calves in men's physique, I think.
He really does.
Like
Is this
his
him right
calves are
here?
like big, like almost as big as his arms.
Yeah, just look at
Yeah, this guy.
look at those calves. Um,
Yeah.
he's borderline. I mean, this is like the proportions where you could probably go classic if you wanted to, because
Yeah,
his
yeah,
legs are
genuinely.
pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's like by today's standard, like they'd say his arms are too big. But I
Yeah.
think he actually downsized for that show against Edvan because
Mhm.
they told him his arms are too big. But I don't know. I love it, man. I think it's cool.
And he looks like a character for sure.
Genuinely, it does.
Yeah. Oh, is this a China Pro? Is this? Let's see how it looks like
Oh,
here.
bro,
Oh, by the
like
way,
this,
like I need to compete somewhere like this. This is like
yeah.
a Smash
Oh, it's like
Brothers
it's
character
like
build.
Street Fighter. That's so cool. Oh,
Yeah.
that's so good.
Man,
It's like
America,
select your
you
character.
exactly. And then
Genuinely, the West.
man,
Yeah, man.
gosh.
The
Yeah,
West
the
need to catch
West.
up to this level of production, honestly.
No, they really do. Like, look at that. And like they always have the gimbal guy running around.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so bubbly. I've actually, bro, I've been tempted to dye my hair for a show.
Go for
I've
it.
been tempted to do white hair and then blue eyes or like gray eye, like blue
Like
gray
Gojo.
eyes. Gojo or like Ultra Instinct for Goku.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I could do
Nice.
Gojo. Just show up to the show blindfolded.
That's great. Fantastic. Wicked.
Actually,
No,
I
that's a
actually
good
have
one.
a friend, a competitor. He dressed up. He wore Zenitsu's fit. Well, I'll just say that. Like, just showed up to
On
a show
stage.
like that. No, not on stage, but he showed up to like
Oh,
check-ins and all that.
do you know
It's pretty
what? I
cool.
read that. I think I might do that next time. Yeah.
Sweet. Let's move on
Wicked.
to. Shall we move on to classic
Classic.
Sam Sulek?
Let's go.
Okay, where is he at? All right, so this is Sam Sulek. Uh, shoot, where is it? It's on Goku Productions page. So Sam competed. He got his pro card last Arnold, and so he got qualified for this Arnold. And a lot of people are giving him flack for his posing. And so this is his individual routine. Yo, I'm so used to seeing Sam all the time. He just looks like a meme when he walks out.
Yeah.
But yeah, this.
Have you seen Breaking Bad, by the way?
Yes, I have. I have. Love that show.
So there've been people on Twitter. I saw a post on Twitter saying Walt Jr. has grown up to be a bodybuilder.
Oh, I could see that. That's crazy.
Yeah, and no, like, and you know, like, genuinely, everyone in the comments was believing it, like, thinking it was real, and thinking the actor
No
who
way.
played Jr. had become able-bodied again, because you know he's actually physically disabled and then become a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then all the comments were like, "What has this poor child done with his life?"
Dang, I could see it now because he does have
Yeah,
similar hairstyle, and Walton Jr., the actor, does have a goatee too. So it's
yeah.
like,
That's
yeah.
great. And funny enough, because you know how Sam's like big on like having like cereal and chocolate milk. Every scene,
Yeah.
Walt Jr. is like having cereal in every single meal. Every single scene is it.
Mm-hmm. True. There's so
Yeah.
many memes of Breaking Bad. If you guys haven't watched the Breaking Bad show, you really should watch it. You've watched all of it, Kes?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has ruined my ability to watch a lot of live action or live show TVs because it's like one of the best written shows I've ever
Yeah.
watched. Um,
Yeah.
but let's get into this posing. Yeah, I would love to see a side profile of his lower body in this pose and
Yeah.
just
So I
more
think he
rotation in
like
the hips.
yeah, like externally rotate that right knee and flex the quad to kind of show that X frame because it's like his upper body looks great, but it's like he's not flexing his quads and he's not showing the sweep. So for that teacup pose, I'd
Oh
actually just
yes.
externally rotate that right knee more.
Yeah, the right knee and the right toe should be pointing towards us, but I have a feeling what he was trying to do here is he was trying to do like you know how Wesley Vissers angles himself a little bit?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
that's what he was
yeah,
trying to do, but it's like you got to find the right
yeah,
positioning of your hips too on top of that into the
yeah,
posing. I'm
yeah.
actually curious, Kes, have you coached classic competitors in the
I've
past?
not officially, but I've helped people like in the gym and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for me now, I don't advertise myself as a classic because I feel like I need to learn. So I'm learning it myself, like, and I want to
Mm-hmm.
get really, really good at it before I market myself as like that, and maybe even compete in classic one day as well.
Oh yeah,
And
wink wink.
pose to an anime soundtrack, but we'll leave that for another day. And then yeah, maybe one day, but at the minute I'm not officially posing classic people.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you know this about me, but I actually started as coaching classic physique competitors, and then I
Yeah, I think I
shifted.
remember hearing you say it, yeah.
Yeah, and then I shifted to men's physique more as a business move. I sat there thinking, I was like, you know what? everybody's coaching classic competitors. What if I just like no one was touching men's physique, so that's why I like focused more on men's physique, which was a smart move for honestly you and me.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But yeah, I think if we go back into the posing side of things, it's weird. Like you can see how he's just stood there. You can tell he hasn't really prepared anything for his routine, and he's just kind of winged it and hit some random shots. I
Yeah.
always would recommend guys like please prepare your routine and have something in place, and just so you kind of look a little bit more professional. It looks like you kind of know what you're doing because it completely looks like he's winging it here.
Yeah, 100%. And it's like, I mean, I understand Sam's a busy guy. He has ownership in 3D, I believe, and other things going on in his life, but like the fans expect a lot when you're up
Mm.
there.
For sure. I mean, even that back double is pinching there, so he needs to open his lats up a little bit more to display his width. That
Hmm.
wasn't too bad. His twisting 3/4 back double was pretty decent.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think there's a lot to be desired. I don't know. Have you got any comparison shots with Wesley in the
Yeah.
quarter terms?
Yeah, let's go to it. I believe it's on this tab right here, and we're gonna go right here. So we got Sam versus Wesley.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna use Wesley an example as like he is like a complete professional in everything he does. So obviously he
Hmm.
has a fantastic physique, but you can tell he's going through rounds and rounds of posing every single day because he just like
Hmm.
is a complete master of what he does. He knows how to angle himself. Let's see in this quarter turn. Look
Oh
at
yeah.
Wesley. Look how wide he looks, and look at Sam. Like the difference in the width is crazy, and you can see it's because Wesley is rotating his thoracic towards the front to display that width, whereas Sam is kind of like keeping himself narrow. He's kind of, rather than flaring his lats, he's shrugging his traps up and is kind of causing an imbalance with his delts. Um, so yeah, man, I think this is like, you can clearly see how you can pose yourself to win a show like Wesley did, or pose yourself to miss out on placings, which I feel like Sam kind of has done because he's got a good amount of muscle, man, and really good condition. So if
Hmm.
he could pose well to accentuate his physique, I reckon he could have got up a placing or two.
Yeah, and on top of everything you said, like weight distribution too, in this side relax,
Mm,
if you look at Wesley head to heel, he's pretty
mm,
upright. Where
yep,
Sam, he's almost doing like a Michael Jackson leaning towards
yep,
the side of
yep,
the stage, and it looks
yep.
awkward and positioning for his hamstrings and quads. And then on top of that, you could tell that Sam looks at himself in the mirror when he's practicing a lot in this shot right
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
Because he's looking towards the crowd, and this is like what
yeah,
we
yeah,
all do. You set up into a side relax, you look at yourself in the mirror, and this is what you get, which is Sam on the left. Where when you're practicing without a mirror or with a mirror, it should be your face facing towards the side of the stage, just like Wesley.
yeah. And another thing which I think he does as well is he practices or his good shots a lot. Because
Hmm.
his good shots, like the front poses, for example, like front double bicep, looks pretty good when he's in it because
Yeah, or
he
side
looks good and
chest,
it's
yeah.
good. Yeah, side chest, for example, I mean, he hits them pretty well. And you can tell in his weaker poses, like the execution of them leaves a lot to be desired. So this is why it's important, like bro, like practice your weaker poses, like even though they're weak, this is why you probably should be practicing them more because you need to try and
Hmm.
get the most out of them in your physique. Like I know it doesn't look as good and it's not great for getting shots on Instagram, but it's part of your athlete process to practice every single pose.
Yeah, like look, he's not even engaging the lower rectors right here in this back
Yeah, yeah,
relax.
yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
not the only thing I would do is like create more thoracic extension, so keep the chest up a little bit more
Yep.
to engage the. His lower body setups are actually pretty good with that, I would say.
Yeah, yeah. It's better
Yeah,
than other poses that he's hit. Let's see
yeah.
what is this, a back double? All right, Sam. Let's see, brother.
Mm,
Yeah. I'd be curious to see if his elbows were pulled a little bit forward in this
yeah, he is
pose.
pinching a bit there.
Hmm. Yeah,
Like
man.
he's squeezing his back to show detail. We see Wesley, you see how his lats just expand. I know he has bigger lats for sure, but
Hmm.
he is fully opening his lats up, is Wesley.
Yeah, and Sam is super young. I believe he's like what, mid-20s maybe? I don't know
Yeah,
how old he
yeah.
is. And then Wesley is well in his 30s. Oh, man, I'm in my 30s now. Well, I'm not in my 30s yet, but I'm hitting my
I
30s
am.
soon.
I'm the unk of the podcast.
Punk. How old
Yeah,
are you again?
30.
Oh, so you're at 30. Okay. Yeah, I turned
Yeah,
30
yeah,
like
yeah.
next month. So I'll catch
Oh,
up to you.
jeez. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when people said that 30 was old. It's not old, man. I don't know what I
Yeah,
was
but the thing
stressing
is, we only
about.
we only say that because we're at that age now. When you speak to people who are young, they all say like, "Yeah, you're old."
Yeah, that's so true. Uh, all right, let's move on to the drama of bodybuilding,
Yeah,
which is
let's go.
Martin Fitzwater, or shall we say Martin? There's a lot of different
Sweats
nick
water.
sweats water, soft water. So
That's great.
if you guys aren't aware of what happened recently, so actually, Kes, I'll let you explain what happened, just because I wasn't watching the stream, and
Yeah,
maybe you
yeah.
could see it
So
better than.
So basically, obviously Martin competed at the Arnold Classic in the Open this week, and he got fourth place, I believe. He wasn't at his best. I think he was a bit watery, as all the comments seem to imply. And what so him and Nick Walker have had quite a lot of beef for a good while now. It's like it's quite clear they don't like each other at all. And what happened was obviously there was the controversy with the top three. So it was really close between Nick, Andrew, and Hadi. Honestly, I thought it could have gone anywhere out of the three, but Nick has like quite a big fan base. So like a lot of the people on the live stream, for example, and people in the audience saying Nick's gonna win this, Nick's gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's gonna be between him and Hadi. And then what happened was Hadi got third. And then everyone was in shock at that. Like the guy who's won the Olympia, who's always like in the top two, has got third in this show. And then they're like, okay, right, this is Nick's turn to win. So what happened is when Nick got called for second, you could see Martin's reaction there, and Martin like celebrated like he'd won when Nick didn't win the show, which is I think it's a bit yeah, it's a bit petty and it's a bit like not very good sportsmanship, to be honest, to
Yeah,
celebrate someone else
agreed.
losing. I don't think it's a good look. And then another thing as well is when Martin did get called for fourth, he shook everyone's hand, all the competitors, and then he actually just skipped Nick. So he just like aired him and didn't shake his hand. Which once again, I don't think that's very good sportsmanship.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you don't like someone, like just shake the hand. It's like it's a common courtesy and it's a respect thing to do as an athlete.
Yeah,
So I don't know. I don't like that sort of thing, to be honest. It's just like it's not cool. It's not
yeah.
cool on stage.
Yeah, I was a little surprised. I mean, I this is my first time looking at his lineup right now. I'm surprised that he didn't come in as conditioned as he has in the past. Like he definitely looked off this show.
Yeah, yeah, and I think with Martin as well, when he like knows he's not at his best, you can see it like in his posing, in his facial expressions kind of on stage. Like here it was okay because he was in the first call out, but then
Hmm.
when he got dropped to like the second call out later on, you could see like he just was visibly like dejected.
Hmm.
And then he wasn't posing as hard as well.
Hmm.
So I think that just goes to show like no matter where you are in the lineup, even if you're not fighting for first, like you still need to work for it. You still need to act like a professional and
Hmm.
pose like you were in the middle and like you're fighting for that first place. Because who knows what can happen? Who knows? Like you might fight your way up into the higher placings if you look really good and the judges put you into the middle. You might even get into the first call out again. I
Hmm.
remember the Chinese guy, he was like I think he was like the third call out or something at the Olympia to start off with.
Hmm.
And like the judges were like, "Oh, this guy actually looks really, really good." And he kept getting moved into the middle, moved into the middle, and then
Ah.
he got moved into a higher call out, and then he got moved into the middle again of that second call out. So that just goes to show, like, bro, you like depending on what is happening on stage, if you get better, if some other people get worse, like you absolutely can fight your way into those higher placings. So like, just try not to be defeatist on stage.
Yeah. It's actually really cool when you see those shows where there's someone that's like sixth place and then they work their way up
Yeah,
closely to like
yeah,
second or first. Like that's always like a
yeah,
cool thing to watch in the sport. Uh,
yeah,
but yeah,
definitely.
going back to Mars, super unfortunate of how his sportsmanship has been like as of recent. And I mean, I won't talk too much about how I feel about it because I feel like the world is attacking him at this point.
I feel like
It-
we're gonna get blocked after this.
oh, true.
Literally every single bodybuilding media outlet's been blocked by Martin at this point.
Yeah, I just want to yeah, apparently like he just posted on his story this and he like put
Jeez.
it down right actually like He said, worst, most embarrassing showing of my life. I have no words, no joy, no happiness. This prep was my hardest ever for the crappiest result. I will not be on social for the next month. If you have my number, you can call me. Otherwise, leave the free alone. This last line is crazy though. If one more, like, mind you, there's people that love this guy, that support him, they love the vibe he brings, they love his
Yeah.
physique, everything, and then he says this. And if one more tells me congratulations, and he spells congratulations wrong, like it's congratulations, I'm gonna block you. Congratulate winners, not effing losers. Yeah, like.
Have you seen the GIF of The Rock in the comments?
Oh, shoot! Yeah, now I'm just seeing it. Oh, bro.
That's
Oh,
so funny.
Martin. Well, Martin, I wish you good recovery because is it? Yeah, yeah, and your family protection after this. What's up with social media, man? We're living in the world where like we look up to people. Like I won't name the other person, and I don't know who you. Everybody probably knows who I'm talking about here, but there was like a social media influencer that blew up in like 1 month and like told a lie, and then like everybody like canceling each other. It's interesting how bodybuilding and social media is working these days.
Yeah, it's not at the end of the day, it's not that deep at the end of the day. It's just social media, it's not real life and it's just bodybuilding as well. Like it's not the end. If you don't win a show, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, it really isn't. And it's just like, honestly, like every champion out there in the world, whether it be bodybuilding, football, we've all lost something, right? And champions are built through failures.
Definitely. Definitely. Cool. I think that's a good note to call it on.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, man. I think this has been good. I reckon with the next episode, maybe I think what would be cool is to get like the viewers involved. So I reckon we do like a submission box on Instagram where they can send their posing and we can maybe review some of their posing. I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I've been getting DMs, a lot of people wanting us to review their posing. So just like sometimes I'm thinking like, do you want me to review it or do you want us to review it on here? So maybe we need to just create like a box on our stories and everybody submit and we just go through all of them. That'd be cool.
I think we'll do that for the next one.
For sure, 100%. That was fun.
I was.
Anything else we want to cover? I think that's everything, yeah.
I think that's it. But another thing, right, before we sign off, please, guys, if you're watching and you're not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe. We want to like definitely grow this channel. We want to continue to do this and just get the word out there and just spread the message and just encourage people to take their posing more seriously and just continue to educate you guys. So if we can grow that and make this even bigger over time, that'll be cool because it'll help us get some really cool people on as well. I think it'll be cool if we get some guests on. I think that would be good. So maybe some pros that can give kind of their insight to their presentation and their posing in the future. I think that would be really cool.
100%. We need better posers in this world, and we also need more champions too. So,
we do.
So we're all super grateful for you guys that are tuning in. Thank you so much. Like, comment, subscribe, all those good things. And if you have any ideas, just put it in the chat below and so on. So, love you guys. Have a good rest of your week or weekend. See ya. Bye.
See ya.